Hi, I'm Simon, and today I'm gonna show you exactly what I have in my first aid kit. I take it everywhere, it literally saved my life before. And also I have a second aid kit. This is more like medicine, pills, and it also have the malaria self-test kit and other very useful stuff. I'm gonna show you exactly what I have and why I have it. But first I'm gonna go and sell my car, because the buyer is coming pretty soon. So let's just jump out the window. Yeah, and this is the car. I'm gonna start it for one last time and hopefully sell it. It was good, but oh wow. Okay, the car is sold, so let me show you what's inside these first aid kits. This is all the items I store in my two first aid kits, and as you can see it can be quite a lot, but don't worry, I'm gonna tell you exactly what I have, why I have it and how to use it. This might change a little bit depending on where you go, but this is what I take for a year to Southeast Asia. But just a disclaimer, I'm not a doctor, I don't have any proper medical education. Everything I know comes from my experience and from the consulting of other travelers or doctors or stuff I came across during my travels. So let's start with the first aid kit. This is a patch I take basically everywhere because it has the badges and disinfection, all the stuff needs if there is like a injury or a crash or something. So when I open it, I have a little description what's inside. There is written everything that's inside and how many of it I should have and the dosage, what to take or how to do with it. So when I open it, the first most important thing is the afterbite. This is for the bites of mosquitoes or other insects. Just apply it to the bite and it really helps with the itching and it also helps heal the wound a little bit. Now let's start from the right side. Now I have tweezers. It is a tiny thermometer. You just put it under your tongue and it shows the temperature. It's super compact but very useful. Then I have like a mini sewing kit. Now the big part of it is the badges. I have 3 of them. It might be better to have more, but they take a lot of space, so I opt for 3. If I use some, I will get new ones, so there is always some. Then there is tape and badges from small to bigger ones. There is lots of them. This is a mouth breathing kit. If I am going to give help to someone, I can put this plastic between my mouth and the person who is dying, so I don't get infected if I feel that might be the possibility. Then there are gloves, that's for your own safety. Then there is the aluminium foil. If you, for example, fall into a freezing water, the person is really cold, you wrap it around him, so his internal heat stays and he doesn't freeze. And also it works the other way around, and if it's too hot, you put it around the person and the heat is reflected so he doesn't get a heat stroke. On the left side I have some pills. First I have this Plantum Verde, that's pastilles for the throat. That's very common when you travel to the tropics. There is always AC in the plane, there is ventilation, so you might get a little swollen throat, so this helps. Then there is Xizal, that's tiny pills for allergic reaction. Then I have Ophthalmoseptonex, that's for the eyes if something falls in or there is like a tiny infection. This is the first thing to do. If it gets worse, then obviously go to the hospital. There is disinfection. I opted for this tiny small one because it's very light, and when I use it and it's empty I will get a new one. Then there is the lip balm. That's more useful if you go to the colder climates for hiking to the mountains. Then I have 2 small gels for pain in the knee or joints, and the last pills I have here are this Paralen. It's basically painkillers. And the last item is Aquasteril. It's actually a kit that can purify water. That means if you are on a longer trip and you run out of water and there is no way to found potable clean water, you take water from the river, put the pill inside, shake it up, and it sterilizes the water. I can drink it, but it tastes pretty bad, so I very rarely use it. And that's it. So this was the first aid kit. Now we are gonna go to the second aid kit. Anyway, I will link the item list for each in the description below, so you can have a look and get some inspiration. Now we are getting to the second aid kit. This is a little bit more unusual. I didn't meet much travelers that would carry stuff like this with themselves, but I really recommend it. And when you really get far away from any proper medical attention, you travel to really off the beaten path. I really like to have everything I need to be able to heal myself a little bit. Obviously, if it gets more serious and there is the possibility, I always recommend going to the hospital and speaking to a doctor or someone else who really knows what's going on, and also to do some tests to get a proper diagnosis. But if I am in places where there is no medical attention available, this could literally save my life, and it basically did. Again, there is a little instruction manual, and it's more important here because there is lots of pills, and there is written the exact dosage and what disease it's for, so it's really important because I don't remember everything. Now if we start from the top, I have a few packs of Nimesil. It's a very strong painkiller. I'm usually against using much of pills and painkillers, but there might be a situation when you really need to keep going, and this might help you kill the pain and get to safety. Now there is the right side. Again, I have some more Tantum Verde for the throat because you can never have enough. First I have Tasectam. It's the first choice if you have a diarrhea or vomiting problem. Then I have Imodium. It's for chronic diarrhea. It really helps to stop it, but it doesn't actually solve the issue, so it's just like to stop it and then deal with it somewhere else. Then there is Ediaron, that's for the infection diarrhea. Some of these pills are not available for sale to the public, so you might want to go to the doctor to give you a prescription. In my experience, when I went to my doctor, told him I want these pills for the first aid kit to go travel. He didn't have much problem with it. He wrote me the prescription and I could get it, but this might vary. And the last thing I have for diarrhea are the packs of Smecta. That's basically just dirt, but I have a very good experience using this, so there is a lot of patches of this, because for my personal that would be the first choice I would do if I have some diarrhea or vomiting problem that would be too strong to actually deal with. And after you've gone through such a disease, your body is going to be very weak. You are probably going to be dehydrated, and that's when this rehydration drinks comes in hand. You just mix it with water, drink, and it helps you get hydrated and get going again. And the last item is azithromycin. It's tiny pills that's for the infection of the respiratory system, pneumonia, but it also have other application when there is infection on your skin, ears, nose. So it's antibioticum, and it's pretty strong. And the last items I have here is for malaria. First there is this blood test. It basically works like the COVID test we all know, except it is not from spit but from blood. So you just put it on flat surface, give a little bit of your blood and a little bit of this medium, wait 10 minutes, and it shows you if you are positive or negative. And if you are positive, I have quite a lot of Malaron, that's the antimalaricum. The malaria is transmitted by a tiny parasite. If they get into your blood, you can detect it with this test, and if you are positive, you take lots of these pills and it will basically kill the parasites and you are safe. The malaria doesn't really gonna develop. But again, this is like very specific. I wouldn't take it anywhere, but in the tropics, in Africa especially, I really recommend doing this. If you travel for a shorter time, you might want to take Malaron preventionally every day, but if you are there for a longer time, it has lots of side effects, so it's not very recommended to use it for a longer time. But in that case, I really recommend getting these tests. You can buy it from eBay. There are lots of companies, and actually I had a very good experience with this, because thanks to this I was able to detect malaria in my system. And my friends, we took more pills and we were we are good to go, because we were in West Africa and it was really far away from any proper healthcare, so this was really important. Nowadays there is big threat of dengue fever. It's also in the tropics, but mostly in Southeast Asia or South America, and they also sell similar tests to dengue fever, so if you are traveling there for a longer time, I'd recommend that. But there is also a vaccination for dengue fever. I got that recently, so I'm not taking the dengue test, but I think it's a really good idea if you want to be there more extensively and traveling to the more remote rainforest. Yeah, that's basically it. That's all I take. It's quite a lot of items when I look at it, but I think it's really important to take a first aid kit and know what you have inside and how to use it. If you have any questions or want me to talk more in detail about some of the stuff, please leave a comment, hit a like, and I will see you on my travels. Cheers!